Welcome back to Exotic Car Hacks, and today we are with a good friend of mine. It's been 11 or so years since I've hanged out with Andy, and here we are with Andy Frisella. You guys know him. He's, a legend in all spaces. First form and everything else that comes with it. You've built an incredible empire, but a big part of what I've noticed, because I've known you for, God knows how long.
Yeah.
You've always been a car guy.
Yeah.
Well, both been car guys for a long time, but your car collection's grown a lot.
Yeah, so is yours.
Yeah. What? That's what we both
What?
kind of watch this happen
Yeah.
on the internet all the time. But you don't put out so much car content.
Yeah.
Why?
Man, there's only so much time in the day, dude.
But you're like motivating people, but this really motivates people.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I need to be better about it.
Okay.
We talk about this all the time.
Yeah, this is a big deal, though.
This is a behind the scenes conversation. PJ's always like, bro, show your shit. Show your shit. It motivates people, and you're right.
It really does.
It does. It motivates me.
It's good. So today we get a glimpse at some of these incredible cars that have been hidden in his collection, in his beautiful building. I wanted to. There's so many cars here at it. We're not gonna have time to go through all of them, but I know that you have a very close connection to some of these cars.
Yeah.
And you're a very emotional dude when it comes to passionate. I should say not emotional, but very passionate towards some of the cars. I'm not gonna ask you what's your favorite car. So don't worry. But there's a few cars here that I wanted to kind of just talk about, how'd you acquire them, why'd you acquire them, and really is that what you think the pinnacle of the brand is or not?
Yeah, for sure.
So we'll start with the one right behind you, because I know you speak very highly of this. I'm a giant pussy when it comes to driving cars. So
Yeah.
stuff like this does not appeal to me as a driver, but I've heard nothing but crazy things about this car. So tell us a little bit about how did you acquire this, or why did you go after the F40? What did it mean to you?
So for years, well, first off, when I was a kid, I was in our era. It was the poster car, right? There was the red F40, there was the white Countach, and then there was the red 959. And if you had those posters, you spent too much money in the book fair. All right. So I've always been more of a Lamborghini guy growing up, and then I transitioned. I wouldn't say more into a Ferrari guy, but more accepting of the brand. And I was looking at F40 for a number of years, and I finally got to a point where I was watching them go up and watching them go up and watching them go up. And I called my buddy Craig, and I was like, bro, listen, I'm buying a fucking F30.
It's getting expensive.
I'm buying an F40 today. It's happening today. I don't care which one we buy. I'm buying one today. Okay. And he goes, well, it's funny that you say that, because I just got presented today with an F40, but there's a story. And the story was, this car is a 1991 F40. It had me tucked away in a barn in Sicily for 30 years. Okay. So when I first saw the car had mouse shit in it, and
I've seen it too.
Yeah, it was all basically just rotted out. And Micheletto over in Italy agreed to take the car and to refurbish the entire car. The car had 600.
That's why it looks brand new.
It is brand new.
Yeah,
they actually did everything that they would have done when they made the car the first time, down to actually, if you look at it, one thing about F40s is that they all have this green. They have this green inside seal. They remanufactured the screws. Everything on this car, when I got it after 2 years, so I agreed to buy it. They kept it for 2 years. They redid the whole car. Everything is brand new. It's a 600-mile car.
So it's a real recommission.
Yes.
Like truly by Ferrari.
Yes.
Not like some third party painted it or something.
Correct. And of course, when I got it, me, I had to piss off all the purists. And I had to change the wheels. I put some black HREs.
I love that about you, because you both share that. We mod things that people tell us not to.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's the only way we make it individually also.
That's
and
right.
also, a lot of these years, the wheels didn't look that great. Very small and weird, and tires were huge, and regulation was there.
Let's just do this
thing.
It looks cooler with black wheels.
It looks amazing.
But then it's, I threw a straight pipe on it. It shoots flames and all that. But yeah, man.
How often do you drive this?
Not as much as I would like to.
Is it because of weather or because?
Yeah, pretty much. We only have 5 months of good driving weather here. It rains here. Most of the cars I will get out really doesn't matter what the weather is, but this car does require some skill set.
That's what to me, it's just, going to work.
Yeah. You know, I learned really quick. The first time I had this car out, I was driving it out here on the road, and I was ripping through the gears, and the first thing I thought was, holy shit, dude, I can't imagine a car being this fast in like 1987. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I realized, you know, this car is very analog. It's more analog than...
I think it's one of the most analog cars.
Absolutely.
Ever agreed.
Absolutely. It's way more analog than the CGT.
And yet a CGT is super analog. So this is like next level analog. Yeah.
So you really have to drive it and learn how to drive it well for it to make sense. And so, yeah, I don't drive it as much, but I've had the car for a number of years now. And I do drive it on a pretty regular basis when conditions are comfortable for me to get better at driving it. If that makes sense.
Yeah. So I'm curious. The last thing I want to know about this is I've never heard of someone getting Ferrari to recommission their car.
Yeah.
What's the cost for something like that? Like over $1 million to recommission?
Dude.
Like to recom, not the car itself.
I actually don't know because it was offered to me in a package deal.
So you don't know how much of it was actually
no. So I got offered with the car was offered to me with the deal that they were going to redo it, and I paid $2.2 million for this car.
We're glad you did.
Oh, dude, yeah. It was a great deal,
especially. Yeah. So you're notorious for like other like really interesting cars.
Yeah.
And one of the things with your Porsches is you have some really beautiful, you know, great cars. I own all of these.
Yeah.
But you have something.
We both agree that this is the best 911 ever.
We definitely do. That's one of the greatest 911s.
I actually sold all my other 911s because of.
But you have something I don't have, which is, well, I have this car. It's not as cool of a color. Yeah. So this is a very rare color.
Yeah.
And this is a factory color.
Yes.
Right? This is a PTS car. So this is not okay. This is like very, like, fuck you.
The amount of times that people ask me if this is a rat is unbelievable. This is a PTS RS Orange 918 with the Y-Sock. You know, it's got every option on it. I came across this car through a buddy of mine, Jesse Piccolo, who was just really getting into brokering cars. And he messaged me and he's like, dude, and I wasn't even really looking for a 918. And he messaged me, he's like, dude, I got this very special car. I'm like, what is it? He sent me a picture. I'm like, done. I didn't even care what it cost. But I did get it for a tremendous deal at the time.
Well, especially now.
Yeah,
like probably.
So I bought this car and my P1 on the exact same day, and it was the day the day after Joe Biden was declared the winner of the election, and people were panicking. So all these cars came on the market like super fast, and dude, I scooped them up. This one came up. I bought this car back then. I think I paid $1.3 million for it, and it's a similar car just like this, just sold $4.5 million.
Yeah, like crazy.
Yeah. So you know,
I mean, who would have known cars are actually good investments?
Yeah.
I've
been saying this for a long time.
I don't know, only 20 years. Yeah. Maybe I need to put on a monk hat or something.
But one thing about this car, you know, that when I first got it, dude, I was underwhelmed. I was like, man, because you know how the Porsches are, dude. They're so precision.
Yeah. And this is the type of stuff I like to drive.
Yeah.
You can go really fast.
Yeah.
With making mistakes, and it still doesn't put you in
absolute
dinner.
Absolute. And but the one thing I did to the car that really changed the car was I had Bowden make me an exhaust for it. And dude, now the car screams, and I love it.
And it's amazing with the top down because it's right. It's right behind your head, so you like
love
ears. Yeah,
it's so good.
You know that I love that about you, and that's one of the reasons I want to do this video. I want more people to know you're a fucking car guy.
Yeah.
This is own shit, like own the right shit.
It's a passion, you know. It's I never grew out of Hot Wheels, man. When I was little, I had Hot Wheels, remote control cars, micro machines.
It's cool.
Like never changed.
Yeah, and we see this Ford GT here. Yeah, absolutely amazing. I know you have a big thing with Fords.
Yeah.
Like I know you first one also like sponsors, right?
Yeah, for a while we did. We're back with Porsche now, but yeah.
So, but I saw a lot of like racing and heritage. Right? You swear by the Ford GT as much as I do. Yeah, both think it's one of their greatest cars. Not the new one as much as the old one.
Yeah.
which one's really the special one? The black one? I know the black one you've had for a while. Like I've seen that for a long time.
This is the car I've owned for the longest. I actually think I owned this car the last time we were together.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, that's why I remember that.
Which is the only car that I still have from back then.
Yeah, and I think back then you had just gotten into something new. You was really exciting, and
this car here, I believe, is one of the top 3 driving experiences of all cars. Okay. And I have, stock. They're a little sterile.
Cool as we whipple them.
When you put the whipple, you do the pulley, the tune, the exhaust, it becomes a totally different car.
Totally different car.
And I love what I really love about this car is, first of all, I think it's one of the most beautiful cars ever made. I just love the way it looks. I love the way it looks from all the angles. It looks right. But the throttle response on this car is just so instant where you could just blip the throttle and you get instant power right away. And
but it's also very docile to drive.
Yeah,
even with my whipple, like I don't get that jerk. You know, the CGT feels scarier than this. Like it just, even though that has more power, it feels like, hey.
Yeah, the CGT. I think people get confused on why it's dangerous. They think like the Paul Walker thing everybody brings up. But the reason that it's dangerous car is because the car revs so fast that you lose traction if the pavement's not perfect.
Exactly.
So it's just a matter of understanding the car, right? If you touch the gas, it's gonna fucking rev.
It over revs much faster.
Yeah, and you just got to be ready for it. But this car, I totally agree with you. It's drivable every day. If you literally wanted to drive this every day, you could drive it every day.
Minus the doors.
Yeah, the doors.
I nailed my head so many thousand times.
Yeah.
At some point, I was like, I think I have concussion.
The doors do suck.
I mean, they're cool looking. Like you need a lot of room. You
can't
get out.
Yeah,
you got a lot of room to get out.
The good news is you kind of park wherever the fuck you want with it,
But this now, you bought this collector piece, right? Like, is there a story behind this one, or was it just like I want another one because it's so cool?
Sort of. Like, I always wanted to have a heritage car, but I probably wouldn't have pulled the trigger had this car not been introduced. Because if you remember when these cars first came out, you had to apply to get them, right? So I didn't have a big Ford portfolio then. So I went out, when I found out that they were going to make an application process, I went out and bought a bunch of Ford shit, right? I bought a 350R, I bought a couple other things, and, I switched my truck to Ford. And, I drank the fucking Kool-Aid so I get the car. And, which worked out great.
Because, this is still in color.
This is the very first customer delivered Ford GT. It is a Rancho Borealis, which is the Lamborghini color. Very famous car on the internet. I still love this car. It is totally different from this car. A lot of people dog on this car because they say, "Oh, it's only a V6." Well, dude, you've never driven me.
No, I don't think that matters. It drives well too. The power delivery is great.
It's like,
and it sounds really good.
It does sound. It sounds great. But I would, if I was picking, I would choose this.
Yeah, between these two, I don't think there is. This is iconic, but it's not as iconic as this was. Not only for its era, but like 20 years later, it's still one of the best driving experiences. I don't think in 20 years this will be the best driving experience compared to what else.
It's good for, when we talk about the Ford GT, I really think what's great about it is, you can get this car out and you can get it on the back roads or wherever and it's just an amazing car for turning and going through turns with speed and on a track. It's a great car. This car is good at that, but also it's the visceral aspect of it. The visceral aspect of this car to me is just unlike anything.
Yeah, it's very iconic. Like, it's the driving experience that once you experience, it's hard to say. Other analog stuff is fun, more exciting. It's just amazing.
Yeah, I actually think this is like the perfect amount of analog. Whereas I think like the F40, you have to be a pretty skilled driver to really enjoy the car. This car you can enjoy being a mediocre driver and still have the analog feels. You know what I mean?
So there are just a couple of other cars that I think are just iconic here, and they're not like, you can't find them anywhere else. You've recently become a Bugatti guy.
Yeah.
But you were like, well, do I like it? Because a lot of random people have Bugattis now, and it's becoming more streamlined, right? Like everybody's doing it. You have two of I mean, Bugatti's more modern,
Yeah.
usable cars, right? These are both iconic variations of themselves, right? Super Sport and then Pure Sport, all carbon. You know, if you guys can't see, this is full exposed matte carbon with some gloss accents. What's a better experience, the Veyron or the Chiron?
Oh man, dude, honestly,
Like, if you can only keep one, which one's leaving? Not assuming clouds. You know, we're talking about, like, what do you like driving?
man, they're very similar. This is definitely more visceral than that. Oh, dude, I can't choose that. Yeah, I don't think I can choose this. This is a great car. Okay, you get in there, it syncs with your Bluetooth. You put good music on. It does everything you want it to do. It's comfortable. It's super fast. You feel like a fucking baller anywhere you go. There's just a different level of ballardom.
There's more ballerness here than here.
Yeah,
generally the public.
The general public. But if you ask someone that knows Bugattis, they will shit their pants over this because there's so few super sports. Yeah. But if I'm actually being honest about the driving experience itself,
Like, if you can only drive one,
I'm probably picking the super sport, dude.
really more so than the
Yeah, because it's just a little bit more visceral. This car is like, I mean, you have one, dude. It's perfect engineering. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I like again, I'm not a race car driver. I like the Bentley feeling.
Yeah.
You know, the very chill fuck you factor with the comfort and the chill with massive speed once you get in it. You know, like massive craziness. But I also say, like, the thing with Bugattis is, like, in my opinion, having had a lot of, like, $2, $3, $4 million cars, like, I'm not saying cars that go up in value, but cars that start at that rate, where they're like, it's a $3 million MSRP. I think it's the best product. Like, I think, they're shit. They constantly break down. Pagani's are very pretty looking, gorgeous looking, but not as reliable and wow factor in driving. But I don't think it gets better than this, like the $5 million range.
I haven't experienced the Koenigsegg or the Pagani personally.
If it works.
Yeah, right. I do love, man, I'll tell you what, the Yescos, I think they're some of the coolest looking fucking car ever.
I said this every time. Like, they make the best looking shit ever.
But I'm waiting to see if they actually fall apart or not.
Well, we already had a lot of reports of people.
Really?
But Andrew Tate's car broke down. To sold out. And then the Hamilton Collection just got their second one. The first Jesco they had ordered after they used that.
Yeah.
First 60 miles, he did a video. Car's already broken.
No way.
Hissing. Yeah.
Oh,
He was like, I swear I'm not even doing this on purpose. He's like, less than the first time they get out, it's pissing water all under. Yeah. It's terrible because
I will tell you this. Here's what I will tell you. This car, on engineering wise, is fucking perfect.
Yeah.
It is the same level of engineering as a Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
But in a different brand.
Yeah. And it's something that can perform at a level that's like required because if something goes wrong at that speed, you're dead. You're hitting a wall, not coming back.
Yeah. The first time I had this thing out, dude, I probably shouldn't tell this story. First time I had it was in Mexico, okay? And I had it, the thing about the Pure Sport is, they're geared to top speed of 218.
Yeah, it's less than the other ones,
But the acceleration is the fastest Bugatti ever made.
Yeah.
Dude, I had never experienced a Bugatti before. I drove this, right?
And that's with your balls in your shirt.
Bro. So I had it in Mexico, and dude, I went 204 miles an hour, and it felt like I was going 70. That's how
the stability is insane. No, I've done that. Like
it was crazy.
I've hit those high numbers where you feel like you would think in a McLaren you'd be like, "What's rattling? That's crazy." Yeah. But in this car, it just feels like you could have an espresso shot while you're chilling with one hand.
Even in the other hypercars, right? Like the Holy Trinity. I have experienced all of them, put lots of miles on all of them. At that speed, those cars, it feels sketchy. This car does not feel that way. The only reason I let off the gas was because all the tire sensors went on. And I was like, fuck, I don't want to blow out. Yeah.
So one last modern car. I know you have a big collection of the like older cars that are American cars. Specifically this car here, the SVJ.
Yeah.
What happened between you and Lamborghini that made you go away from the brand? And we kept talking and they were like, should I buy another one? Like, I'm going to do it. And we were like,
So, I'll tell this story now because it's been a number of years.
It was a while. You kind of,
and I try not to pile-on cancel culture. That's not really my thing, you know.
But listen, bad service, bad.
It was bad.
Yeah, it's bad service.
So what happened was we sponsored a race team. At that point I had bought, I don't know, 5 or 6 Aventadors and a bunch of fucking, you know, Gallardos and Hurricanes.
I remember because when I first originally met you, an Aventador.
Yeah. And I was
14 or something.
Right. And I was getting, you know, I went through that one, then I got a white one, then I got 2 SVs, then I went through all this. And then this car was announced and they did the SVJ 63. And not only did I have all those cars, but we also were the main title sponsor of their race team. Okay. And we won a world championship. So I'm thinking like, okay, well, who the fuck's I'm definitely getting one, right? And then I didn't get one. I didn't get allocation for one. And I was like, okay, well, fuck you guys. And I actually, in one day, I took the 3 Lamborghinis I owned at a time. I sent them away on a truck. And that's where I got my TDF, my Speciale A. They came on the truck and the Lamborghinis went away. And I took a video and I sent the Lamborghini.
So was it because the allocations that had come from your dealer, or was this a Lamborghini?
Well, I was told it was a higher up decision, which I wasn't okay with.
Right.
You know, like when we're sponsoring the race team and doing all this shit, you know, I felt
that doesn't make sense. I think it was a dealer fuck up. Like,
I don't know.
Sorry. You ever talked to anybody at Lamborghini that told me this? It was like,
no, I did.
Oh, you actually talked to someone?
I did. I talked to the Italians.
At corporate, that told you this.
Yeah, so it was, I was bitter about that. So I got rid of all Lambos. I didn't own one for 7-8 years.
So now that you're back, how does it feel to be in the SVJ? It's pretty good, right?
Yeah, it's
I
good.
told you,
Look, here's what I've come to realize. You can not like a company and still like the cars.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like Ferrari.
Yeah,
like
I don't dislike Lamborghini anymore either. It's just, I know I got a window into how it operates, and so I don't put my emotions into that. Yeah. Now I just like the car.
Listen, I like a lot of old Ferraris, and sometimes people are like, but I thought you hated Ferrari. I'm like, they still make some good products.
Yes.
I'm not saying that
right.
every Ferrari is junk or every Lamborghini is junk. Lamborghini makes some products that are terrible, and
for sure.
So that's Ferrari, you know. So yeah. Unfortunately, the world can't just keep getting 12 comps.
Yeah,
we're getting that shit. Right. It's like,
I will say, dude. I mean, I've been treated great with Ferrari.
Yeah. We have the exact opposite of this.
Right.
Me with Ferrari and you with Lamborghini.
Ferrari has been amazing to deal with. I've got an amazing dealer down at Austin, Texas. The guys are fucking great guys. Really enjoyed it. For me, it's been the opposite of what everybody else says,
exactly,
which is interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess June of this year.
Why do you have this infatuation with black cars?
Dude, that was never it just started happening.
Yeah.
Remember, it used to all be all white cars.
I know, but why suddenly, like, because
I don't know. I feel like it's like black. I think it's like the second evolution of my car.
But what about it? Is it looks aggressive? Is it like what triggers
it? I don't know, man. I just think cars look good in black, you know, and they don't photograph as well, but in person they look
well. They lose the details a little bit in black.
Yeah, for sure, especially in photographs.
Yeah. I mean, it's still a good-looking car in black. I'm just saying, it's just like
started happening, dude. I always liked the white ones. I had a bunch of white Lambos, and then when I started looking for these, I couldn't find a white SVJ. I found this black one. I found this from Shelby down at Elite Autos. And
this is the one with the carbon.
Yeah, so it has
this. It says the carbon exposed fender.
Yeah. Which, dude, I've not seen any other ones with these.
I know. I saw it when it first came out. Yeah. It's basically the car's carbon painted over. Instead of.
But dude, I will say this: it's completely different than any of the other Aventadors.
It's way better. They've perfected the single clutch transmission and the all-wheel steering for a big car. It drives like a Huracan. It handles the guts and it's so large.
Yeah, I have a little I don't know, like a little testing ground where I could kind of I could rate the cars against each other based upon how fast I can go around this one turn I know. And the only 2 cars that can really go around that turn, well, now the XX can for sure, but is the GT Black Series and this.
The GT Black Series is an interesting car too. Yeah. I don't love it that much. It's weird.
You like it
more than me. I've had it for 2 years. I just don't like.
It's not as exciting.
I'm not in love with it. I even have exhaust on it. Stuff and
the motherfucker handles.
No, it handles. Insane.
Like I thought because it has that long nose, they have these weird.
Was confident.
Oh man,
in a turn,
it's really been
that idea.
But dude, this thing here, like you asked me how I feel about it after being out of it. When I first got back in it, because I was used to all these dual clutches, I was like, fuck. now I remember why I got away from it. Like the first time I drove it, then I drove it like 2 more days, and then I was like, why the fuck did I get away from this?
Get used to
It's such a great car.
Now you have a lot of I don't want to take too much of your time. You have a lot of these older cars.
Yeah.
I know you have a history of like liking. I know you have other cars that aren't here that were not on tape here today. But what's your favorite old school car? I know you use just Chevelle stuff and always like the stuff you put out every time you're like best car in the world, etc.
Easily my favorite muscle car.
So I want to know.
It's my favorite car.
I know that's what you say all the time in socialists.
I would take this car over any of the other.
Sure, yeah. So why was this car so iconic to you growing up? What was the story behind? I'm sure someone at some point must have had a Chevelle or something that turned you into, like, this is the victory.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, my dad and I were always into cars, and my dad got a project car when we were probably 14, and it was a 69 Olds Cutlass 442. And dude, we thought it was the coolest thing ever. And then his friend had a 70 Chevelle just like this, black with white stripes. And I just thought that was the coolest shit ever, dude. And secretly, like, I was always like, Dad, get a fucking Chevelle, but it never happened. So, all through my entrepreneurship journey, we have these goals along the way, but one thing in my mind was always this car. And
that's what I'm saying. This car, you always come back to your story as long as your motivation, like, and kind of like, this is the car.
Yeah, it is for real. And so I found this car on, I think it was DuPont. No, it wasn't on DuPont. It was on eBay. And it was some dude down in Alabama. He was really old. And he had the car. And it was an original LS6 Chevelle 454. And the purists are really going to hate this shit. And I fucking stripped the car apart, redid the whole thing. We put on an Art Morrison chassis. It's got modern brakes. It's got a 454 LSX blown with a Whipple on it.
I don't even know how it's possible to drive old stuff without bringing it back to like standard of like driving today,
Yeah, and I think there's
curious or not, it's just boring.
There's a balance to it, right? Like you want it to feel old, but you want it to have performance too.
Right.
So if you notice, I didn't do anything on the inside. Like the inside,
it's all original.
Yeah,
I see it.
So it drives modern-ish, but we have it set up in a way where it also still feels old. But I mean, dude, the feeling. You and I are big on feelings, like experience.
That's the only way the car feels, right?
Right. The experience of this car, for me personally, it's the best car experience for me. I don't know how to explain it, man. It's just those
words. I always say there's no best car because it's the best car to you.
Yeah.
It's what hits your driving experience.
Absolutely.
And like I said, like you might say the CGT is a great car, and it might be like beautiful car, but it's just not something that hits for me or like makes me feel excited.
Well, and that's why we're so fortunate to be able to experience all the cars.
Right. And what I always tell people when you have a lot of cars, the benefit is you get to accept different experiences at different times. Yeah. And so it's not a great thing like you need to stop. You try to buy things that are different. They're not two of the same. Like 19 of unless you're collecting it for monetary purposes.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and it's a great.
What's the point of having like four GTs?
Yeah, it's amazing alternative asset, right? But when it comes to like what belongs in the garage, okay? Because like I told you, I've sold a lot of shit and started replacing with other stuff because I wasn't experiencing it, right? And for me, what belongs in a garage is an experience that is worth experiencing enough that it stands on its own, right? This is different from that, even though they're both muscle.
Well, yeah,
right?
Yeah,
I know you understand.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's like something that I always say. Like, if it's an incredible experience on its own, even if something else is similar, like someone says 765 LT versus a Senna, they're somewhat the same, but they're not. Someone can say the same motors, same thing.
Well, I mean, you can look at the two Bugattis, right?
Yeah.
The average person that had never driven all of these other cars that you and I have gotten to drive would probably not be able to tell the difference between the two.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that car goes so fast with no effort. This car goes just as fast, but it scares you a little bit. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I like that feeling.
Yeah, you like that kind of edge of that feeling. Yeah. Like that's, And I get that.
But sometimes I just want to go to the gas station and talk to the kids at the gas station and cruise up and be like, what's up, guys? You know what I mean?
Do you feel like your car collection would have been different if it was in a different state?
Oh yeah, probably.
What would you have had that? What would you buy that you?
Well, okay. For example, like I just got a Mistral, but I sold it. Okay, and I sold it because
I was Poptaker. You told me it was your car too, because I put a bid on a Mistral.
Yeah,
and it was orange interior, like or the orange highlighted.
Yeah, it was exposed. It matched that one.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude in California bought it.
Yeah.
But well, okay, that's the point, right? It's like if I lived in California, I would have kept the car. But you know, for me, I'd probably own a couple more. And the other thing is too, dude, even when the weather's good, I have this weird thing. Like, I don't like people looking at me and like at me in the car. So for some reason, I feel like uncomfortable when the top's down and shit.
Convertible.
Yeah, but
like it.
So even when the weather's good, like I still drive my 918 or the CGT with the top on. And so it may be a little different, but I think, you know, I think if I was exposed to your points that you like to say, you know, if I was exposed to driving more with the top off, I'd probably own more shit.
More shit.
Yeah. I do really enjoy driving this with the top down, which makes no sense because I never take the top off any other shit.
You know, I always get this vibe that, you know, when you're like, because I've watched you grow over years, and, you know, over all those years, we've seen kind of like the evolution of, and, you know, our lives are always on the internet.
Yeah.
So no one can say, like, I don't know how you made it. Well, this shit was there. Just be able to look at it.
Yeah.
And I feel like you're still the same old Andy. You know, like there's still like a lot of people that change, and I think one of the things that gives you so much appeal with people that enjoy your content is you really haven't changed much. Like you've changed in the sense that you've evolved, you're better, you're stronger in business and stuff. But your kind of moral code is still the same, and the way you look at things, you know, like that things you enjoy haven't really like changed. They're still the same feelings, same Andy, and I think that's a beautiful thing.
Well, you know, I appreciate that, bro. That's I think I find that exact same value in your friendship. You know what I mean? One of the things I really appreciate about our friendship is that, you know, like we've always held the same interest, but while we grow, and
100%.
you know, my parents were good parents, and they always taught me never forget where you come from.
Yeah, of course.
And you know, I'm just a normal dude who does shit instead.
But I think these cars remind you of that more than the hikers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, real talk, like I feel much more comfortable driving this car than.
And that's what I'm saying. It comes back more to your like who you are, right? Instinctually, not like what you're gonna film, but it's like this is what I'm about. No, it's about this. It's not about that like $10 million car. It's like
now. Sometimes I like to pull up.
Saying that's cool too.
Oh, sometimes I like to pull up and make a fucking point, you know. But yeah, dude. You know, the Chevelle thing for me, it's, you know, it's like anything. It's just like cars, dude. You either get it or you don't. And that car, I get. You know. Yeah.
Any final words of wisdom for people that, I mean, first off, thank you so much for giving us a tour.
Yeah.
I know that you're very, you don't hide your collection. You're just not super big on putting it out there, etc. So it's very sweet of you to do that. Anything people should know about you as a car guy that's maybe not out there publicized? Is there anything you want them to know? I know usually you're the one asking the tough questions.
Yeah, that's a tough question. You know, I think sometimes people make the mistake of thinking that car culture is about the more expensive cars. And I think one thing that I think people would be surprised as to what I actually choose to drive on a daily basis. One of the cars I drive on a daily basis is my 350R Mustang. I drive that car all the time.
Yeah, so I do.
It's a great experience. It's not an expensive car. And, you know, I think that's something that gets lost in current car culture. We see all these kids going out and, you know, getting into cars that they really can't afford and thinking that that's cool. And, you know, the car experience is much deeper than that, right? It's what do you like? It's what resonates with you. It's how does it make you feel? And, you know, I think people would be surprised to know that, you know, I drive my Chevelle and my 350R Mustang way more than I drive any of this other shit that people would go crazy about.
And it's really good that you never gave in to the electric revolution.
Yeah, I can't do it.
I know it's how we feel.
I cannot do it. That, bro, that's my kryptonite. You know, and then the worst guys were like, oh, my Tesla Plaid will beat. Yeah, well, you still look gay riding it. You know, like I can't help that, bro.
And if you guys didn't know, that's why we were friends.
Yeah, like
we survived the friendship.
I will never give in to that. It'll never happen. And I feel like everybody else has kind of come to the same conclusion. I mean, the market says.
I think it started it in front of you, right? Oh, I'm helping the environment.
Yeah. Well, once people started realizing that's such bullshit. Yeah. So yeah, man. You know, I just think if you're a young guy out there and you're passionate about cars, you know, one thing I know about really like genuine car people is that they appreciate cars.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I don't give a shit if you drive a fucking Miata, bro, if you love the Miata that you drive, right? And it's your thing.
And as long as you don't have an opinion about it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
About how you shouldn't have exposed my car.
Yeah, that's right.
That's not what other people would have thought.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. Like that video I just saw. Oh, all carbon cars are gay. Oh, really? Have you ever had one?
How many cars?
Yeah, so, yeah, man, you know, it's a great passion, a great hobby. You know, I truly believe that the cars, I mean, I said this for years and years and years, but I wouldn't be who I am without my love of cars.
Yeah, you know? Same here. I mean, that was one of the big motivating factors in my own life that has pushed me to like keep kind of leveling up over and over.
For sure. And still does.
Yeah.
You know, like, dude, I'm still looking at, you know, there's levels to it.
Yeah, there's always levels.
Like, dude, I don't have a 250 GTO. I would like one.
You like the older stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like it,
Yeah. I love.
We're different in that way. Like I like that stuff. I don't mind looking at it.
Dude, I just like experiencing the different things.
Right.
You know, like I like to, like when I
experience it, you might throw up.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. But like, dude, but when I think about like the F40, right? Like when I drive that car, I don't think about it compared to the LaFerrari.
No,
I think about it like I'm in 1987.
And it's on right.
And I'm like, dude, this is unfucking believable. Like, and then I like with the Chevelle, like that car is from 1970. What is that? 56 years old, and the car's amazing. So I try to put myself in the place of
what it was supposed to be for that moment.
Exactly.
You know, like how to go from there. Well, a big thank you for
anytime.
And you guys been asking for more collabs and stuff, so here we are in one of the most beautiful garages. I'd say anywhere in the United States. You know, it's very taken for granted how amazing it is to put together curated cars of colors and things like that. So definitely, if you don't know who this man is, you've been living under a rock. But otherwise, like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and tell us what you think of Andy's collections in the comments. Otherwise, we'll catch you next time for You Got a Car Hacks.